Picture this. It's the 15th century, and a 16-year-old girl has a mission from heaven to save France. Her name is Joan of Arc. But how does a teenage peasant girl get a private audience with the future king, the Dauphin Charles? It sounds impossible, right? Charles was hundreds of miles away in his fortress at Chinon, protected by nobles and soldiers. The land between them was a war zone, crawling with enemy patrols. Joan had no connections, no money, no army. All she had was her faith. So, what did she do? She started local. She walked to the nearby town of Vaucouleurs to find a man named Robert de Baudricourt, the commander of the garrison. She told him, straight up, that God had sent her to lead the French army and ensure Charles was crowned king. As you can imagine, Baudricourt laughed in her face. A teenage girl leading an army. Preposterous. He told her to go home. But Joan didn't give up. She came back the next day, and the next, and the next. Her sheer determination and unwavering conviction started to win over the townspeople, who then began to pressure Baudricourt on her behalf. Finally, after weeks of persistence, Baudricourt relented. Maybe it was her faith, maybe it was the public pressure, but he agreed to help. He gave her a horse, a suit of men's clothing to travel more safely, and a small escort of soldiers. And so began her legendary 11-day journey to Chinon. Think about the dangers she faced. She had to cross deep into enemy-held territory, constantly on the lookout for English soldiers. She navigated treacherous roads and forded swollen rivers, passing through villages that had been burned to the ground. Yet, she never hesitated. When she finally arrived at the grand fortress of Chinon, a new challenge awaited. Charles, skeptical and surrounded by cynical advisors, decided to test her. He disguised himself, mingling with the crowd of courtiers in the great hall, while another man sat on the throne, pretending to be him. The doors opened, and Joan walked in. The hall was packed with hundreds of nobles, all staring. Without a moment's hesitation, she ignored the men on the throne, scanned the crowd, and walked directly to the real Charles, kneeling before him. She had never seen him before in her life. The entire court fell silent, completely stunned. Charles himself was astounded. This unknown girl from the countryside had just done the impossible, proving her divine guidance beyond any doubt. Her mission had truly begun.